Hey everybody, this is goldphoenix001 and this is my first narrated battle. This one's against Dark1999 from the GameFAQs message board. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, this is a pretty good matchup for me from the start. I know my Jolteon's going to be outspeeding Azelf, so I just go with what I should do, Shadow Ball against him, and he doesn't switch, so good for me. This should take him out. If not, then there's definitely something wrong with that. And of course, it does. No surprise there. Good start, 6-5. I'm pretty pleased with that. So he sends out Flygon now, and I'm of course Choice Spec, locked in Shadow Ball. Not much I can do there, so I switch out. Bring in my Gyarados, lower his attack, which will probably be immune to the Earthquake he's using. And of course he uses Earthquake, doesn't do anything. And since he switched out, I'm thinking that it's a Choice Scarf Flygon. That's going to be pretty important later on. And he brings in Suicune. Dragon Dance, just because I don't think Suicune can do much to hurt me. And I'm planning on taking it out here with a couple Earthquakes. I'm thinking this is the standard Surf, Ice Beam, Rest, Calm Mind Suicune, so I don't think I have much to fear from it with Gyarados. And he Calm Minds, confirming my suspicions. So I'm thinking I'm just going to stay in here, keep on whittling it down, and just take it from there. Again, leftovers, no surprise there. Earthquake. It should put him in red. One more Earthquake and he'll take me out. And I'll take him out, sorry. And at this point I'm expecting either a Surf or Ice Beam, but he throws in Hidden Power. This surprised me pretty much because I was expecting either a Crocoon or, like I said, the Surf Ice Beam combo. I hadn't seen too many Suicunes with Hidden Power Electric. But, you know, it took me out. The good news is those Suicune's now at a very manageable health level. I've had lots of problems against Suicunes in the past, so I'm really glad I got this one down pretty far. I bring in Jolteon. Scare him out, of course. He sends in Jirachi. And I Thunderbolt. Looking back, that probably wasn't that great of an idea because he should have probably switched into Flygon. I don't know why I didn't think he was, but oh well. And of course it's a Choice Scarf Jirachi trying to get flinch. And it flinches. And then he sends in Flygon, which probably should have done last turn. Thunderbolt done effective, of course. And so I take out Jolteon and switch in Dusknoir. I really like this Dusknoir because it's very physically defensive and can also burn a lot of the enemies. And of course burn, you know, halves the attack of whatever's in, so it's really good for crippling the sweepers on the team. Now here's my first mistake. I was expecting it to be a Choice Scarf Flygon. It's a Life Orb Flygon, and he hits me pretty hard with Draco Meteor here. I really was not expecting that. So I take a pretty hard hit here, but survive. And burn him. So his Flygon isn't going to be very good with physical attacks now. But I'm also expecting him to go with a physical attack on the next turn. So I switch out Dusknoir and send in Scizor. Now this really threw me for a loop here. My mindset was that since Fire Blast is an 85% accurate move and both special attack and attack have been halved, he would go with the safe route and use a physical attack. Of course, I was dreadfully wrong there and lose Scizor as a result. And that hurts pretty bad because Scizor is very good for my team. I've won many matches with Scizor, so that definitely hurts. But I can still recover from this. I send in Heatran and hit him with a Dragon Pulse. And not many people expect Heatran to be running Dragon Pulse, which is a surprise. It's a very reliable move, very helpful for taking out things like that. And since I knew he wasn't Choice Scarfed, I knew my Heatran would go faster than him because my Heatran's Choice Scarfed. And here comes Infernape. Now, I know he's going to be using a fighting move. Anything else would be ridiculous. So I send in Dusknoir just to absorb that hit and hopefully get some quick, easy damage on him with Shadow Sneak. But he takes out Infernape, sends in Suicune, and at this point I'm hoping that Shadow Sneak's going to do just enough to be able to hit KO it at that level. Of course, I'm not sure because it's really weak, and it doesn't. F my life. So I'm in a pretty big conundrum here. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm pretty sure he's running Rest, but I'm not entirely sure. Most Suicunes are running Rest, so I was kind of surprised that he went with Surf there. I was expecting him to rest off the damage since he knew he was going first, and Shadow Sneak wouldn't have done that much to it. So I send in Jolteon instead, because I'm either going to force a switch or hit him pretty hard, like I did just there. So that's going to take out Suicune. Huge relief for me. I've lost to many Suicunes in the past just because I couldn't break through the defenses, so I'm so glad that I could get rid of this one there. And he sends in Jirachi just like before. I'm not expecting anything to be different. He's going to outspeed me. He's going to go with Iron Head. So I send in Heatran. Iron Head's going to be 4 times ineffective here because Steel is not very effective against Fire and Steel type. And that, of course, forces a switch. He sends in Zapdos here. Now, I haven't seen Zapdos before on this team, so I wasn't expecting it. And, of course, Earth Power doesn't do anything there. So I withdraw, which would be the most sensible thing to do, and go in with Blissey. Now, before you all get all huffy and start saying, OMG, why are you using Blissey, you noob? Blissey just works with my team. I really like the Blissey Dusknoir combo. Works really well, in my opinion, together. And this isn't the traditional Blissey. This is more of a cleric set, but it's still got some Blissey elements. And of course, I use Seismic Toss here. I know Zapdos can't have 101 HP substitutes, so I know I'm going to break it in one hit. Meanwhile, you know, not much happening here. He has leftovers, I have leftovers. I'm hurt by poison. And he substitutes again, and I'm going to Seismic Toss again to break it. So nothing really exciting happening here. And at this point, I don't think he realizes that I'm running a Cleric set on Blissey. So this Blissey has Aromatherapy, and Poison really isn't that big of a deal for it. Most people expect Blissey to be running Seismic Toss and either Seismic Toss and either Ice Beam or Flamethrower, Soft Boiled, and Thunder Wave. This one replaces that second attacking move with Aromatherapy, which, as you see, has helped me out pretty good here. So the question is, what do I do now? He's got Roost, I've got Soft Boiled and Aromatherapy. We could either outstall each other, which wouldn't be very fun, so we decided not to. He switches out. I use Seismic Toss just to get some damage on it. And there's no way I'm going to stay in on Infernape. But I decided that I was going to instead sacrifice Blissey so I wouldn't take any damage on the switch in, and then come out ahead with whatever I switch in, because I know my Scarfed Heatran's going to outspeed it, and I know Jolteon's going to outspeed it. So I decided the best thing to do right now would be to sacrifice Blissey and get in Jolteon so it can start running through some things with Thunderbolt. You don't see too many Jolteons in standard play right now. I'm not sure. I think it's because they're a bit frail, but in terms of just raw speed, it's pretty unmatched. It can outspeed most things, and then that frees up the item slot that would have to go to a Scarf, something else like Choice Specs. And nothing is going to appreciate an unresisted Thunderbolt from a Choice Spec Jolteon. And I'm really not sure how much damage this is going to do here. I thought it was going to do a little bit over half. I wasn't entirely sure, and I find out that it doesn't because I got a crit and didn't kill him. And this was the turning point of the battle right here, because that turned a 3-hit KO into a 2-hit KO and doesn't give him a chance to recover, try to status me, or try to attack me. This is what really helped me gain the upper hand in the end game here. So yeah, it's hacksy, but you know, it's part of the game. Here comes Jirachi, and he U-turns. I find that a bit bizarre because I was expecting an Iron Head from him, but does about the same damage. But the reason I found it odd was because instead of having the chance of me flinching, he now switches in something that he knows is going to be taking a Thunderbolt to the face. Not very fun. And I'm pretty confident this is taking out Infernape, which it does. No surprise. And so he's down to his Jirachi, which is Choice Scarf, so he has a pretty big decision to make concerning what attack to use. He goes with Iron Head, which is a huge relief to me because he's not going to be getting rid of my Heatran with Iron Head. So I feel like I pretty much have this battle wrapped up now. So here comes Heatran, and he outspeeds me. Of course, their speed equal, so he just got lucky there, going first. But it doesn't do much damage to me, and I Earth Power him to end the match right there. So yeah, good game, Dark1999. Hope to see you again sometime on the GameFAQs message board, and if anybody else wants to battle me, just send me a message, hit me up, and I'll battle.